video, and it looked like WNBA fans is pissed off over A'ja Wilson and her special.
A'ja Wilson just sealed the game with a walk-off bucket, and the crowd absolutely lost it. But not everyone's cheering for the same reason. Across social media, fans are accusing her of getting some special treatment from the refs, saying she basically had a protected whistle. 12 free throws. 0 fouls. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark gets knocked to the floor every other possession and can't buy a call. Something's definitely feeling off in Vegas. So, is A'ja Wilson just that dominant, or that untouchable? Let's start with the shot, because yeah, it was clutch. Wilson pulled up, drained the game winner, and the arena went wild. ESPN replays, highlight reels, instant classic. But behind all that hype, fans started spotting something weird. The refs seemed to be tracking her every move like she was wrapped in an invisible do not touch bubble. Online, they're calling it the A'ja whistle. And honestly, it's not coming out of nowhere. Because this isn't just about one game, it's been building for a while. Let's rewind a bit. It all really started in Phoenix. The Aces were locked in another nail-biter, but the final score isn't what anyone's talking about. All people remember is A'ja getting 12 trips to the free throw line, while the opposing star Sata Sabali was getting hacked left and right and barely shot any. To make things worse, Sabali ended up hurt. Her coach even said she couldn't finish the post-game because she was still in the training room.
Give the ball to A'ja and get out of the way. That's all the play was.
Yeah, I feel like in that moment, if a coach has to tell me what to do, I'm not doing my job. And she just drew up a play. It wasn't really even a play.
Now, let's be clear. A'ja Wilson's talent is undeniable. Nobody's arguing that. She's one of the best players in the league, period. But here's where fans are starting to raise eyebrows. Every time a close game goes down to the wire, it's A'ja standing at the free throw line, while the opposing team's top stars are sitting on the bench with 5 fouls. Even Angel McCoughtry dropped 38 points, and still, the conversation wasn't about her, it was about the calls. And it's not just die-hard WNBA followers noticing. Newer fans, the ones who joined in after Caitlin Clark's arrival, are asking the same question: why does A'ja always seem to get the gentle whistle? Because here's the truth, it's not just that Wilson gets calls, she seems to get protection. You almost never see her in foul trouble. Her calls rarely get overturned. And somehow, she's allowed to play hyper-aggressive defense while her opponents get whistled for even breathing too close. To that point, it stops looking like pure skill and starts feeling a lot like privilege.
Something we have to talk about is the amount of free throws A'ja Wilson is getting off. Not only just the amount of free throws she's getting off, the free throws and the calls that is pretty much garnering her the type of performances like this. She never gets in foul trouble. She gets all her calls. At this point, bro, this is unprecedented. I feel as if Caitlin Clark needs this damn whistle. Everybody should be pitching a bitch about A'ja Wilson whistle, because the WNBA was so far in the sunken damn place, no one paid attention to this sport. No one ever watched the first 2 damn champions.
Fans on X, yeah, what used to be Twitter, have receipts for days. Clips everywhere. Missed calls. Soft contact turning into fouls. And the cherry on top? A'ja Wilson getting continuation on plays where the contact was barely even there. Let's walk through a few examples that fans keep bringing up. And one clip. A'ja clearly sets a moving screen. You can see it plain as day. Even the commentators call it out, that's a foul. But when the whistle blows, it's not on her, it's on the defender. That's how upside down things have gotten. Then there's another one, a clean box out for a rebound. Wilson crashes in, knocks the defender off balance, and somehow it's ruled a jump ball. Meanwhile, on the other end of the floor, Caitlin Clark or Aaliyah Boston so much as make light contact, and it's an instant foul.
String media, and now people is paying attention. Not only is we paying attention, we're noticing a pattern, and the pattern is A'ja Wilson get this damn special whistle. Like, this should be looked into.
It's gotten so wild that fans are now comparing this to Deflategate. Yes, Tom Brady's football scandal. That's how exaggerated and messy it's starting to look. And it's not just frustrated Fever fans saying it. Even neutral viewers, and a few Aces supporters, are admitting, okay, something feels off. But here's what really sent the whole thing into overdrive. Right after that game winner, the official WNBA account posted a highlight reel hyping up A'ja Wilson's clutch performance. Within hours, the comment section blew up. Thousands of replies. Half of them were all, what a shot, absolute legend, and the other half were, yeah, easy to win when the refs are carrying you. When your highlight reel starts looking more like a courtroom debate, that's when you know there's a problem.
Something we have to talk about is the amount of free throws A'ja Wilson is getting off. Not only just the amount of free throws she's getting off, the free throws and the calls that is pretty much garnering her the type of performances like this. She never gets in foul trouble. She gets all her calls. At this point, bro, this is unprecedented. I feel as if Caitlin Clark need this damn whistle. Everybody should be pitching a bitch about A'ja Wilson whistle because the WNBA was so far in the sunken damn place, no one paid attention to the sport. No one ever watched the first two damn champions.
A'ja Wilson currently tops the charts in free throw attempts, averaging around 8.3 a game, a number that's honestly wild. To give that some perspective, that's over twice as many as Caitlin Clark gets, even though Clark takes contact like it's part of her nightly routine. So far, Wilson has already knocked down nearly 300 free throws this season, leaving everyone else miles behind. It's not even a contest anymore, it's domination. But here's the real question. How does one player keep leading the league in free throws season after season without ever seeming to foul out or pick up many technicals? Either she's playing the game on another planet, or the officials are treating her like basketball royalty. And let's be clear, fans aren't upset because Wilson's talented. They're frustrated because it feels like the league treats her as if she's beyond accountability. Now, if you stack that up against Caitlin Clark, who's only in her second season now, no longer the rookie everyone was picking on, yet somehow, the whistles still don't go her way. Clark gets knocked down, bumped, shoved out of bounds, and the refs just stare like their mics got muted. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson barely gets tapped on the wrist, and suddenly we've got free throws coming faster than shoppers on Black Friday. That's the kind of double standard that drives fans insane. It's why, every time A'ja wins a nail-biter, people can't help but mentally attach an asterisk. Think back to that Fever, Aces game earlier this season. One moment told the whole story. Clark cuts through the lane, gets hacked, no whistle. Seconds later, Wilson gets brushed by a defender and instantly walks to the line. The Fever bench didn't even argue. At this point, they knew what was coming. That's what fans call the special whistle. Now, sure, people will say, she's a superstar, stars get calls. And that's true to a point. But there's a fine line between star treatment and referee worship. LeBron gets calls because he's bulldozing through the paint every play. Steph gets them because he's shooting through contact. But when A'ja Wilson can go an entire half without a single foul called on her, that's not protecting greatness, that's protecting the script. And the craziest part? This isn't some new phenomenon. Look back at 2023, same story. Wilson once again led the league in free throws. Different year, different refs, same outcome. The league in free throw. That same pattern just keeps repeating. New opponents, different refs, but somehow, the story always ends the same. You can practically predict the box score before tip-off. Wilson, 8 to 12 free throws. Boston, 4 fouls. Caitlin Clark, 2 free throws and 10 hard hits. Wash, rinse, repeat. And that's exactly why fans have started saying, enough is enough. Because now that the WNBA finally has everyone watching, these moments can't slip under the radar anymore. Before Clark showed up, only die-hard fans noticed. Now every single play is online within minutes, clipped, slowed down, and shared by the thousands. Oh, when A'ja Wilson gets another soft call or racks up double-digit free throws, it doesn't stay quiet, it trends. People tag ESPN, Barstool, even Elon Musk. That's the world we're in now. And the league simply can't afford another favoritism scandal. Not when the Fever are pulling record-breaking ratings and half those new viewers already think the officiating feels suspicious. And speaking of suspicious, there's a theory that's starting to sound a little too logical. The Las Vegas Aces are the WNBA's brand team. Star-studded roster, casino-backed, built like a dynasty. They're flashy, marketable, and consistently winning. So naturally, the league wants them deep in the playoffs. And how do you keep your star attraction intact? You protect the centerpiece, A'ja Wilson. It's not a new formula either. The NBA did it with its biggest names, the NFL shields its top quarterbacks, and now it looks like the WNBA might be doing the same. But here's the issue, it's too obvious. You can't build trust in a growing sport if fans start thinking the outcomes are scripted. People want real competition, Not favoritism in disguise, that's why Fever fans are making noise. They see Clark getting shoved with no whistle, while Aya's at the line for barely being touched. And to her credit, Clark's handling it like a pro. No name-calling, no post-game rants. But her reactions say everything. You can see it in her expression after each no-call, a smirk, a laugh, that, of course look. Even players around the league are starting to hint at the imbalance. A few veterans have dropped cryptic posts like, "Some of y'all got lifetime ref passes," and they don't even need to mention names. Everyone already knows who they mean. After one of those buzzer beaters, instead of celebrating, fans started investigating. Slow motion clips, freeze frames, side-by-side comparisons, like they were breaking down evidence from a crime scene. And now the backlash is hitting Aya herself. When your highlight reel gets flooded with "you cheated" comments, that stings. She posted her usual blessed and thankful caption on Instagram, and the replies were brutal. "Referee Wilson, nice win, ref scored 12-2. It's gotten messy. Even neutral sports outlets are asking whether the league's giving her special treatment. That's when you know it's gone mainstream. And the funny thing? Anyone who dares bring it up instantly gets labeled a hater. But it's not hate, it's about fairness. The Fever shouldn't have to play 5-on-8 every night. It's already tough enough rebuilding with a young core. They shouldn't also be battling the officials like it's part of the game plan. If this keeps going, fans are going to lose interest fast. Nobody wants to invest in a league where the ending feels decided before the game even starts. That's not competition, that's just bad theater. And here's the crazy part. The same league that preaches equality and fairness might actually be creating the opposite on the court, protecting one star while punishing another. That's not empowerment. That's self-sabotage. Now don't get it twisted. Aya Wilson isn't the villain of women's basketball. She's a phenomenal player, elite defense, sharp footwork, real leadership. But when fans begin questioning how she wins, that greatness starts to lose its shine. And honestly, that's not even all on her. It's on the referees and the people running the league, the ones who think protecting the face of the WNBA somehow guarantees success. It doesn't. If anything, it's backfiring. Because the more they favor one player, the more fans rally around the one being overlooked, Caitlin Clark. And that's exactly what's happening right now. You can feel the momentum shifting. Every time a questionable call helps the Aces, thousands of fans jump online to defend Clark. She's turning into a symbol of fairness, while Aya's being painted as the face of favoritism. That's how fast narratives flip. Not long ago, Wilson was the league darling. Now she's trending for all the wrong reasons, accused of getting help from the refs. And you can tell it's starting to affect her. In post-game interviews, she smiles, tries to stay calm, says things like, "I just play my game," or "I don't control the refs." Which is true, but it doesn't stop people from seeing the pattern. Because when that pattern always benefits the same player, nobody believes it's coincidence anymore. And that's where things got really wild. Because what happened next? The memes, the fan reactions, the league silence, and how Caitlin Clark quietly flipped the whole narrative, made it explode. After that Phoenix game, instead of dying down, the backlash blew up. Every sports page, every podcast, every thread online turned into a deep dive. Fans were comparing every missed foul call involving Aya Wilson to every hit Caitlin Clark took. The contrast was embarrassing. Wilson had 12 free throws that night. Clark, she's lucky to get 4, even after getting knocked down half a dozen times. You don't need a conspiracy theory to see what's going on. It's right there in the numbers. Even other players started hinting at it. One anonymously told a reporter, "Some people in this league get treated like they're made of gold." And everyone instantly knew who she meant. Social media had a field day. Hashtags like Ref Wilson, Whistle Queen, and Vegas Scripted started trending. People were posting side-by-side clips, Caitlin taking hard contact with no whistle, then Aya barely touched and instantly heading to the line. Brutal stuff. When reporters asked Wilson about it, she just said, "I can't control what people say. I just play the game." Fair answer. But in a storm like this, silence often speaks louder than words. Even NBA Commissioner Adam Silver's name started floating around again, with fans calling for him to step in and review the WNBA's officiating situation, especially after Commissioner Kathy Engelbert stayed silent for what felt like the 20th time this month. If the WNBA truly wants to grow, it can't keep acting like fans aren't noticing. And honestly, The Fever fanbase has flipped the whole thing into a rallying cry. Clark might not be the type to complain publicly, but her fans sure do. Every missed call becomes proof she's doing it the hard way. No favoritism, no special treatment, just pure basketball. In the end, A'ja Wilson might have won the game, but she lost something bigger: credibility. Because once fans start believing your success comes with an asterisk, every trophy starts to look a little less golden. Oh, what do you think? Is A'ja Wilson really getting special treatment from the refs, or are fans just salty after another Aces win? One thing's for sure, the stats don't lie.